Do you ever feel like you are living on autopilot? Like your boss, your phone, or even your own overthinking is driving your car for you? We've all been there, laying in bed at 2 a.m., arguing with a conversation that happened 3 days ago. You feel like the world is a puzzle you just cannot fix. The truth is, centuries ago, people faced the same noise, just in different forms. They went to the mountains to find what we are all searching for now, a bit of breathing room. So today, I want to share a story about a young woman and a wise monk that changes how you see your daily stress. Let's look at the secrets that turn your chaos into clarity. Welcome to UnWavering Mind. Before we jump into the story, if you are looking to take back control of your life, hit that subscribe button and join our community. But a quick warning, do not skip any part of this journey. Each lesson is a piece of a larger puzzle. If you miss even one, you might miss the very thing you need to unlock your peace. Stay with us until the end. It is time to find your silence. Long ago, in a small village, there was a young woman who felt like she was drowning in noise. Every morning before the sunrise, her day would begin with a heavy heart. Her parents told her who she should be. Her relatives whispered about her at the well. It felt like everyone had a piece of her, and there was nothing left for herself. She was always running, trying to make everyone happy. But no matter how fast she worked, the voices in her head never stopped. She felt like a leaf being blown around by a cold wind. One day she could not take it anymore. She dropped her water bucket and walked toward the high mountains to find a monk who was known for his peace. When she finally found him, she sat down on the grass, but her body was still shaking. She kept looking back at the road as if the village was chasing her. Her hands were moving quickly and her breath was short. Even though the mountain was silent, her mind was still screaming with the noise of her home. The monk sat quietly and watched her. He gave her a cup of water, but she drank it so fast she did not even taste it. She was physically there, but her thoughts were far away. Finally, the monk spoke. "You are moving very fast," he said. "But do you know who is driving?" The young woman stopped moving her hands. "Master, my life is full of noise. My family wants one thing, and my relatives want another. I feel like I am being pulled in many different directions at once." The monk listened and spoke slowly. "When you feel pulled like that, it is because you have let go of the control. Think about it like this. Imagine you are in a small boat on the water. If you let go of the wooden handle at the back and leave the sail alone, the wind and the waves will decide where you go. Your boat will hit the rocks because you are not the one steering. The truth is, your mind is that boat. If you do not grab the handle and pull the ropes of your sail, you are just a passenger. You are letting a loud relative or a bad memory drive your life. To find peace, you must be the one who decides where your boat goes, not the wind." The young woman sat for a moment, thinking about the boat. Then she started talking again. Her words came out fast, like a river after a heavy rain. "But Master," she said, "how do I fix my life? How do I make my relatives stop talking? How do I make the world less loud? I need answers. I need a plan." The monk did not answer. Instead, he simply smiled and picked up a small stone. He dropped it into a bowl of water. He watched the circles move out to the edges of the bowl. "Most people think they need more answers," he whispered. "But the truth is, what they really need is more silence. You think you can talk your way out of your problems. You think if you think hard enough, the noise will stop." He pointed to the water in the bowl, which was now perfectly still again. Think about it like this. When the water is moving, you cannot see the bottom. But when the water is silent, everything becomes clear. The lesson here is, your mind is the same. The best thoughts do not come from talking or worrying. They happen when you finally stop talking and let your mind be still. You do not need more answers. You need more silence. As they sat by the bowl of water, the sky suddenly turned dark. High in the mountains, the weather changes fast. A heavy rain began to fall, soaking the young woman's clothes. She stood up, looking upset. "Master, my day is ruined. My clothes are wet. The ground is muddy, and now I will be cold for the walk home. Why must it rain today?" The monk looked up at the grey sky and spoke quietly. "The rain does not care if you are sad. It just falls. You do not suffer because the rain is wet. You suffer because you think it should be dry. You know, every time you fight what is already happening, you are draining your own battery. You are throwing away the energy you need to move forward. The reality is, peace does not come from making the sun shine. Peace comes when you stop fighting the storm. When you finally stop arguing with the rain, the storm inside you stops too. You are finally free to be still, even while it is pouring outside." After the rain stopped, the sun came out. Small puddles of water were everywhere on the ground. The young woman looked down into a puddle near her feet, but the water was brown and filled with mud from the storm. She could not see her reflection at all. She knelt down and tried to clear the water. She used her hands to scoop out the mud, trying to make the puddle clean and still. But every time she moved her hands, she stirred up even more dirt from the bottom. The more she tried to clean the puddle, the blacker the water became. The monk watched her for a moment. "Stop," he said quietly. "You are making the water darker." The young woman looked up, frustrated. "But master, I just want to see clearly. Everything is a mess, and I am trying to fix it." The monk pointed at the swirling mud. "You cannot make water clear by stirring it. You only make it clear by letting it sit still. As you see, we spend our whole lives trying to fix the mud. We try to fight our boss, argue with our family, or force our luck to change. We think if we just work harder at fixing the outside world, our lives will finally be clear. The reality is, you do not find peace by fighting the mess around you. You find peace by letting the noise inside you settle down. Think about it like this. The world is just a mirror of your own mind. If your mind is full of splashing and fighting, your life will always look muddy. Stop trying to clean the water. Let yourself be still, and the water will clear itself." The young woman sat still for a long time. She watched the mud in the puddle slowly sink to the bottom. For the first time all day, the water was clear, and she could see her own face. She looked at the monk and smiled. "I understand now," she whispered. "I have been letting the village, the rain, and the mud decide how I feel." The monk nodded. He picked up a small, thin stick from the ground and held it up. "Imagine," he said, "that every person in your village holds a string that is tied to your heart. When your relatives shout, they pull the string, and you get angry. When the rain falls, it pulls a string, and you get sad. You have spent your life being a puppet. Look at your own life. Most of us live exactly like this. We give our remote control to everyone else. We let a rude comment from a stranger or a bad day at work change our entire mood. We let the world press our buttons, and we just react. Here is what changes everything. You are the only one who should have the controller. You cannot stop people from shouting, and you cannot stop the rain from falling, but you can choose to cut the strings. The secret is this: true power is not controlling the world. True power is staying still while the world tries to pull your strings. When you take back your control, you are finally free. The village is still noisy, and the rain still falls, but you are no longer a puppet. You are the master of your own peace. The young woman stood up from the mountain grass. Her clothes were still wet from the rain, and the village below was still as noisy as ever. But as she walked back down the path, she felt different. The strings were gone. She was finally the one holding the handle of her own boat. Watch your own mind today. Notice when you feel like a puppet. Notice when a relative's comment or a busy morning starts to pull your strings. When that happens, remember the puddle. Stop stirring the mud. Let yourself be still and let the water clear itself. Our goal here is simple. We want to help you find that quiet strength that is already inside you. If this story gave you even 1 minute of peace today, then we have done what we set out to do. Take a small step now. Hit the like button if you are ready to take back your remote control. And if you want to keep building your own stillness, join us by subscribing to the channel. One final thought: the world will always be a storm, but you can choose to be the silence in the middle of it. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next lesson.